Hello, welcome to the Retirement Fitness Plan Portal Training. The software we use for that is called eMoney, and this tutorial is going to go over how to register and how to navigate your portal. Let's begin by going to egsifinancial.com. That is our website. You will see at the top right corner a client login dropdown. The options are the Retirement Fitness Plan Portal and Schwab Alliance login. For the purposes of today's tutorial, that is the Retirement Fitness Plan Portal. When you click on that link, it'll bring you to a login page. This is where you would put your email address as your username, and then you would put a password if you had already registered for this portal. If you have not, we will send you, you call our office and we will send you an invitation. The invitation will look just like this. It'll come into your email box, depending on who sent it, whether it be Chris or myself. Register for your financial website. This is an exact example of what that email will look like. You're going to want to press on the register now link, and it'll bring you in showing your email as the username. You'll assign a password that has a capital, a lowercase. It has to have 8 characters, one number, and a character. Again, put the same password in, and we advance with the register. This will take us to the two-factor authentication. This is where you're going to want to put your cell phone number in. Click on enroll. Your cell phone will receive a code, and you're going to want to put that in. Click on verify. This second is if your cell phone is unavailable, you could put a secondary number in here. I'm going to skip this for now. Then there's the 3 security questions. You'll place that in the boxes twice. After you have completed putting all 3 questions and their answers, you'll hit continue. And it will bring you to your homepage. This homepage, again, this is a sample, will give you net worth. It'll give you investments. It'll give you your goals and your probability of success. This is a sample, so it's going to look a little bit different. Over to the left-hand side, you're going to see accounts. It has your cash accounts, your credit cards, your taxable, your tax advantage, life insurance, loans, property, and stock options. From here, because this is a sample, they do not have it set for us to be able to add accounts, but I can show you on a brief video that won't have any sound, kind of what that looks like. Again, they've got highlighted add an account, the blue bar. If you have an online login, you'll click the top. If you do not, and you just want to add an account where the values will not be linked, you could do that on that bottom bar. You place it either in the institutional name or the website address and hit search. It'll give you a slew of options. You'll want to make sure that you choose the right option based, again, on that URL. In this example, this is like a 401k, and that was a net benefits site. From there, it will take you into requesting your username and password. You have to do the acknowledgement for the institutional notice. That's when you place your username and password that you already have set up. From there, basically, it will take you, going to take you back to your homepage because where it will be reflected in your homepage, it will show all of the accounts listed over here. If you have linked the account, it will automatically update those numbers. If you have not linked the account and you have done it without an online login account, it'll have a blue bar that appears next to it that says link. Again, they're just prompting you that if you haven't already set up within the system your credentials, it's a way for that system to constantly update those numbers for you so that every time you're going in, you're getting an accurate net worth. That is essentially what this main page is. It is a net worth statement for you. Along the top, there's many tabs. You've got the organizer, you've got the goals, you've got spending, you've got investments, you've got vault, you've got reports, you've got my advisor, and then off to the right side, you've got help, which the help tab will, if you get into a spot where you don't know how to advance, it gives you a lot of great information. Take a tour of the page. It will walk you through it if you get sick and tired of listening to my voice. The settings, this is an important component that I want you to pay attention to because when you go on here, you can set up, if you indeed go in and activate for yourself the linking of accounts, or you just want a weekly financial summary, you can turn on or turn off all of those alerts for you. The security is where you would go if you wanted to reset a password, or if you wanted to change your two-factor authentication. In addition, you could change the security questions. The last one is called privacy. This one is where you would be able to give us access to seeing those linked accounts like your bank accounts or your credit card statements and the spending. And if you set up budgets, we would be able to review those as well. That permission is limited. You can also give us full access, which shows transactions. But again, that is where you would go. We cannot see any spending data as the default. You would have to make that change if you wanted us to be able to see your budget. Now I'm going to go back to that organizer tab and just go over in there. It's basically just a snapshot of everything. It goes through your family setup, your people that you have as your beneficiaries, property that you have. You can add in businesses there. Also, at the top here is your accounts. This will funnel in all of both the accounts that are linked as well as the ones that you have just manually entered and did not have an online access for. You'll be able to see them all displayed there. Back to the organizer. Your professional contacts. This is where you would put your estate attorney, your CPA, or your financial advisor. This is really important information that when you get everything into one portal, it makes it very easy that for your beneficiaries, you can give them your username and password so that if indeed you were unable or you needed help in accessing or making a phone call to somebody that controlled your finances or your healthcare power of attorney or your power of attorney, that information is all in one setting. In addition, the income, expenses, and savings. This will give you a high, like 10,000 foot level of what we have in the plan for your income, your living expenses, and your savings. Next down is future expenses. Future expenses is when you can add in something that you know is coming up down the road and the amount and the year in which it's going to happen. That information will go into the probability of success in your retirement plan. And then really the last tab that you're going to want to look at is financial priorities. This is where you could go in and you can add in savings for college, a major purchase, providing a legacy, any of those things, and place a priority on them. individually of your spouse. The last one is risk tolerance, and our risk assessment is not integrated into this system. So it is not something where you're going to be able to see your questionnaire on there, but your risk assessment is what we go over at your annual review and your quarterly calls. The next tab is called the goals. This is where you could add in a wedding, a new car, home improvements, travel, and then it is basically going to show you what the probability of success with the retirement tab is what we already have in your plan, what we've already assessed based off your income, expenses, and what your full probability of basically looking at your life expectancy. The second tab down is your educational expense and the probability of success for that, and then travel. These are based off priority levels, and obviously the system goes through and says, based off the timing, whether or not you will be successful with what that goal is for you. This next tab is the spending tab, and this is where if you link your accounts, like your bank accounts and credit cards, this is where those transactions will funnel in, where you can also set up a budget. There's a lot of very user-friendly parts to this spending category. But like I said, unless you give us access to that, this is for your eyes only. Then the investment tab. The investment tab gives you all of your investments listed here, and notice they're all highlighted in blue, so you can click on them independent of each other. Then you can go up to the top and look at what the allocation of that asset is. An analysis that's been done based off of 3, 6 month, 1 year, 3 years. I do want to make sure that I impress upon you that if you have taken a withdrawal out of that account, these returns are also cumulative based off of that withdrawal as well. So that's where I would want you to go to get your true return on investment, would be to go to your vault. And in the vault, you're going to see shared documents, which that's the items that you can share with us. We can share them with you. There is a private document file, and then there is a third one for our clients called Orion. Within Orion are your performance reports, and they are, aside from any withdrawals, it's just purely based off performance of the account. There's also your tax documents are held in that. Your statements from Schwab are held in that account, in that file as well. This is really important. This, I fully want to explain that this is a safe 128-bit encryption. And it will provide you, this is similar to our share file that we usually provide to our clients. We're hoping to utilize the vault as being the primary way at which we exchange documents between our clients. But again, we've been using a share file link, which is also the same encryption. We're just hoping to move into using the vault in this program, in this software. The reports tab, this will provide you with both, there are my favorites, the balance sheet and the cash flow. You will recognize these because we utilize these when we do a plan rollout and a plan review for you. Each year, we look and we spend a lot of time in the cash flow. This is where these bars at the top, excuse me, at the top, income flow, plan distributions, other flow, total expenses, plan savings, and total portfolio. These are highlighted in blue, and excuse the jumping around. I guess I must be having some glitches in the system here. But for instance, if I click on income flow, you're going to be able to see all of the income flows for the duration of the plan. For example, Jerome's salary from business, Tanaka's school pension, when it starts, how long it goes, if there is built-in cost of living increases. You're going to be able to see salaries and reflecting the date of retirement and Social Security. And you'll notice Social Security is highlighted in blue because it will reflect the two people, separating them out, what their amounts are with cost of living built in. This is also going to give you under total expenses. It will show liability payments, meaning your loans, your mortgage. It'll show living expenses, other expenses, meaning healthcare or Medicare, and insurance premiums if you happen to have life insurance. The last component to this is your total portfolio. It shows how the money flows in and out of your portfolio to include the growth that is expected, the portfolio activity, both coming in or out of that account. And at the bottom, it would reflect the amount of money that would be left in the plan at the end of life. The last tab is your My Advisor. This tab goes through and provides all of Ed's contact information. In addition, how to get a hold of us through our website, our Instagram, our LinkedIn. And if you have a message that you want to send back to Ed, you can send it straight through the portal. I hope you don't have any other questions, but if you do, I really want you to reach out by calling the office at 614-526-4118. And there is one additional component that I want to make sure to mention. If you utilize the mobile app for the purposes of reviewing your information on your portal, you will want to initially go through the Safari to set up the account. After that, it doesn't matter what browser that you go through, but the initial setup, you'll want to go through Safari. And that wraps up this tutorial. Have a great night.